Cozy up and welcome to this week's episode of the Cub Cast.
Today, got a few topics in mind. We unfortunately didn't get an episode out last week. We apologise for that, but we sorted out some stuff, and it should be up and running now. But to start off, we're gonna talk a little bit about MrBeast because he originally did a live stream. I think it was about 3 or 4 days ago. He talked about the going to the moon, sending people to the moon. It was like donate $10. You can send people to the moon, or send something to the moon. It was a bit weird. Did you manage to see it or like catch up on it?
I didn't hear anything about that. It sounds
Really?
so weird.
Well, like basically,
How did you get into that?
he did a live stream. I think it was 4 days ago now. On YouTube, I think he had like at one point 600,000 viewers, 400,000 viewers. Pretty mad. And it was literally like, we're gonna send people to the moon if you donate $10, which I'm not sure if it was a joke or it was actually like, we'll send like someone to the moon.
You see, I've never liked MrBeast.
Really?
I don't know why. I just don't like him. I don't know.
How do you not like him?
I don't know. I just don't like him. He's annoying, quite frankly. To me, at least.
Yeah. Like personally, I think what he does is like really good. Obviously, it's a win-win situation. Personally, like he helps out people, community, he helps out, like just homeless people or like buying stuff from that. That gains him money, gives him sponsors, but it also helps them out. So personally, I like him, to be honest, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think what he does is good, but like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like he just seems fake to me. I don't think he is fake, but he just seems fake. You know, it's too good to be true.
Yeah, I sort of understand what you mean. It's interesting what he does personally, like, because I remember the first time he ever got a honey sponsorship was like a few years ago.
Oh my god, he's doing ads for them now, right?
Yeah,
that always comes on. Like, see, when we were in school and we were doing like this film watching thing, like it would always be like just him speaking about honey, and everybody would be like, "MrBeast,
he's on the bloody whiteboard."
No way, MrBeast in school.
I had it once. It was we were doing an English lesson, year 8, I believe, and Vicstar came up. It was a video about, do you know, his fitness journey or like road to becoming like bulkier and stuff, and everyone was like, Vicstar, let's go.
I mean, MP, we had to watch the Bazinga journey thing, yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I think it was good.
Yeah, that was actually a class little mini-series type thing. But I mean, we had to watch it in school, and everybody was like so pumped about it. But it's actually part of like our we do a whole topic thing on it in school. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I remember because as you know, I've been watching the Simon for quite a few years. It's changing a little bit. Bazinga's obviously used to be a pretty big guy, and done that fitness journey. And he completed a London marathon, which props to him. It's pretty insane. But apart from that, yeah, MrBeast. I think he's quite inspirational because I saw a few YouTubers have been emerging like doing similar content to him, which I think is a good thing because similar content helping people out, that could be a good thing, and then someone could take it badly and like do something else with it and make it into like just benefiting them. But we'll see. But yeah, going back to the moon thing, I think it was an interesting live stream because everyone in the chat, I think he got donated like 10 grand maybe. I mean, that might be a bit of an overstep. I don't actually know how much, but I was looking in the super chats on YouTube. It's donations for super chats if you don't know. And there was loads of red ones like $100, $100, $100, $10, $10, $10, $15. And it's like that's insane. It's an entire live stream. It was him, Chris, and was it Chandler? I think it was. But yeah, and then one of them was like, "Send me to the moon. Send Chandler to the moon."
What do you call it? What was it? Yeah. For like, speaking of like the moon and stuff, didn't Elon Musk send up like another one of them rover things? You know, the drone, the robot things that take pictures. I think he sent one of them to Mars. Another one.
I think so. Yeah, the Mars rover.
Yeah, because there's like there's real like pictures of Mars now that we can access.
Like proper, like
from
high
on
quality.
Mars. For like 4K. It's quite insane.
I remember...
it's just like a big dirt field that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's really cool, and we're advancing toward that. But apparently, Elon Musk has depression over the fact that he doesn't think that he's gonna be able to colonize Mars, which is what he wants to do. He wants to make people be able to live on Mars.
I mean, the way the
How?
world's going, if they're getting more like drones and stuff on Mars, then soon they'll be able to send up actual like pods that will have oxygen in it, and they'll be able to think that.
See, they're doing that. That's what Elon Musk is working on. He's working on a one-time trip.
So they
It's
don't
a
come back.
one-time trip. I'm pretty sure it's a one-time trip. Yeah,
I
he
mean,
just got there.
if people want to do that, then props to them. Get us some information. Love you, lads. Um, but yeah, that's pretty insane. I remember because Elon Musk, he appeared in The Big Bang Theory. I watched that a lot.
Oh my god, I
you,
remember
you
that.
remember the soup kitchen episode? And him and Howard, they were like, let's share a homeless person's pie. And they were like, I like all your companies, Tesla, you know, the other ones.
The other one,
Yeah,
SpaceX, PayPal.
yeah,
PayPal.
space. Wait, he owns PayPal.
He started it. Him and his brother when he was like 15 or something. I read a whole book on him. It's weird.
I didn't even realize that. I don't know who PayPal was on for, but I appreciate that. But yeah, I think he's an interesting person, like the amount of companies he has and what he does. But
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I read a book about him, and he was like, he never went to school. He was really heavily bullied. And now he's the richest man in the world, which we talked about in the last episode.
yeah,
So,
I mean, I was reading an article. There was a lot of people, a lot of studies that shown that people in school who actually are more educated but get like maybe have a bad time at school, get bullied, they either do really well or literally do the worst, even worse than the people who like failed their GCSEs.
yeah. I mean, that would have been different when Elon Musk was growing up, right? Because he was like,
Yeah,
yeah, he would have been. It would have been like years ago,
he's like
obviously.
50 now, isn't he?
Yeah, but also just an interesting fact that I also read in that book. This is going to astray, but so there was this SpaceX rocket launch, right? So SpaceX was one of his first companies. I think he started it just after he bought into Tesla,
Yeah.
because he didn't start Tesla.
Wait,
Um,
who did? Was
I have no clue. It was some guy. I think the guy that started Tesla, one of them at least, they are now hit like this second in command type thing, you know.
oh yeah.
So he
Sorry.
go ahead.
I'm thinking like the 9-year-olds who think they're sick at science will be like, Nikola Tesla started Tesla.
Oh my god! Wait, who was it that said that? It was Sam.
Oh,
Sam
did he
said
say
that
that?
once. Yeah, we were talking about Tesla once, and he said it was Nikola Tesla that started it, right? And I went, I couldn't stop laughing. Like Nikola Tesla died poor, first of all, right? He was stealing money to live. He was very poor. Although I think he invented like the idea of the internet and the Tesla coils. He was a really smart guy, but apparently not a nice
Well,
guy.
he's clearly not a smart guy if he invented the internet. He's ruined the world.
Oh, that is insane. No, yeah, he invented the idea of it, I think. Anyway, but yeah. So SpaceX, they done like these different rocket launch tests, and like literally none of them worked, and they had to get this one last one to go right, right? And if it didn't go right, then the company would have went in debt, and Elon Musk probably would have went in debt and like been
Yeah.
done for. He decided to go for it, and it actually fully worked. That's like one of them miracle things. So he
Yeah.
went from that, and then he just went up and up and up, and now he's the richest man in the world.
Yeah. I mean, fair play to be honest.
I know, it's insane. I don't know how you go from that. Like, it's a fantastic book I read. It was like this guy that interviewed him.
What's
that
it
wrote
called?
I can't remember. I actually don't remember. I read it in first year, which would have been 2 years ago. Um, so yeah, I don't know.
That's,
I'll find that out.
yeah, you better. To be honest, I don't read any books that haven't been like story based. To be honest,
Yeah,
I need to start reading more books. To be honest.
but I always found Elon Musk to be really like just interesting, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. To be honest, I don't really know a whole lot about him. I only know that he owns Tesla and a lot of other companies, PayPal now. Um, but yeah, that's
I think it's this one. It's called Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and the Quest for the Fantastic Future. I think so. I think that's it. But yeah, he's a great guy. So, moving on, something quite interesting is that there was a PS5 stock release on Argos, right? And I think hackers like they bought all of the PS5s before they went on sale.
No, was it Arcus? I thought it was because I remember the
Yeah,
person
it
I
was
know.
Argos.
He got them from Argos. He got one from Argos like a couple of days ago, and he pre-ordered it. Like he pre-ordered the stock, if you know. Like, he
Hmm.
pre-ordered it as it came in stock, and he got his literally like 4 hours after it came in stock. It got delivered to his house. I thought was
Yeah.
insane. Like they're clearly taking this seriously now because obviously they know they've had the fair share of delivery problems. People delivering an Amazon package of PS5s, taking a picture of it on the doorstep, grabbing it, nabbing it, dipping.
Oh my god, no way! I seen this one thing where this driver just like fully kicked it at the door. Like,
I saw that. That was,
yeah,
that was
like what
jokes.
the hell? Like, how can you be that much of a knobhead? Like, oh look at that, that's a PS5. I've been wanting one of them for years, and you just kick it.
I mean, the thing was though, the guy had the one that I watched. I'm not sure if it was the same one. He had a video doorbell. The guy that he robbed it from. So
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
literally had video evidence, and they gave it to Amazon, and he got sacked, and he got two PS5s instead.
Oh my god,
So I
that's
was
crazy.
like, mate, he's got some guy sacked. He's got a free PS5 that he can just sell for scalp for like 800 if he wanted
Mm-hmm.
to.
I don't
He's
think
chilling.
you'd have to be an actual proper idiot to do that. I'm pretty sure it's illegal as well to resell a
I
product
mean, no,
like
it's
that.
not. It's not. It's not.
Like fully, I mean like buying stock and then reselling it for a higher price. That has to be illegal, right?
No. It's called drop shipping.
Oh right, okay, right.
Drop shipping. I remember it's quite a big thing now with like teenage like websites. They have websites where they have items from other websites, and if someone buys it, they buy it and send it to their address. So it's drop shipping.
What? Yeah, dropship. But dropship is also like a website, right, where you can like own your own business, like
Um,
your own selling
I
thing.
don't think
So
dropship is a
basically,
website, but
is it? No, what is
no.
that called?
But usually you put it for a cheaper price than you'd sell it. But what I'm not sure if you can put it for an overprice, but I know you can put it. Say you've got a £30 light, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
sell it for £27. Someone will buy it, but you can actually get a discount on it. Like
Mm,
say if you use a code or something, you can drop ship it, send it to them, and you get a bonus.
mm. Yeah, what was that one thing called though? Like where you'd get a design, right? You'd design it fully, you'd implement that design, and then that's literally it. Then like they get like products and manufacturers to do all of it. Obviously you pay for it, but obviously they'll make it and they'll ship it out.
You mean like clothes? Because I know Teespring do that.
Yeah, there's stuff like that, but not just clothes. There was like this whole thing where you could just do whatever you want. You could design like I don't know, like tape or something like that, and then you could just like I can't remember what it was called though. It's a great idea, but it's kind of a weird business proposition, isn't it?
Mm.
I mean,
I mean, it makes sense because like I mean, you can turn anything into a business nowadays, but like
I
it,
know, but like growing a business is so hard now. I mean, having your own business, if you're trying to make it big, at least like as a big company,
I think
um,
it really depends on your promotion. Like if you've got marketing down, well, it's never going to be easy. You can't just grow a business overnight. But like
yeah.
if you know what to do, know when to do it, and know your market shares, like
The risks with it as well.
the risk of starting a business is huge. But if you don't take that risk, you're never going to know if it's going to be successful.
I know, but I mean, like, see if you're going into a business, you're like, oh wow, I'm really poor, I don't really have a job, I think I can do this, but I'm going to need to take the shot. And you have unlimited liability. You know what unlimited liability is, right?
Not really, no.
Right. So to anybody that doesn't know what unlimited liability is, it's basically when you start a business by yourself, right? You get unlimited liability, which means that if the business fails and goes in debt, the company that you're signed with can take your house, your car, and all of your belongings and money, right? So they can take literally what they want away from you. Like a lot of people went homeless from it. I mean, it's something that will happen.
It's all their own fault then.
You're putting a lot of like a lot of what would you call it? You have to be brave to do that, right? I mean, like my dad, he owns a gardening business, not big, right? But he has unlimited liability. So if that gardening business was ever to go down, then the house is gone and the car is gone. It's like it's quite weird. So it's risk taking, and you have to be pretty smart to own your own business. And anyway, depending on what the business is.
I mean, Yeah, that makes sense. It's owning your own business obviously a risky thing anyway, but especially with that added
Unlimited liability.
thing in the back of your head that if it goes south,
Yeah, you're done.
you're fucked basically.
Yeah, you're real done. I mean, it must be terrifying to think about. But I guess like people that own their businesses don't want to think about that. If you're starting a business, you kind of have to be optimistic in the first place.
Yeah.
Um,
I,
that's 100%.
yeah. Now, just to throw it in, we're gonna do a top 3 list. Or just off the top of your head, I'm not giving you any time to think. Your top 3 favorite consoles in order ever released. Any
Ever.
generation, Nintendo, Xbox, Sony, whatever. I don't know.
Honest.
Yeah, honest.
All right, if it wasn't, I was going to say KF console. Right. So the PS5 has to come up at the top. Secondly, I'd say the Xbox, whatever it's called, Series X. And then third, I would put the Xbox One X.
Interesting. Can you give your reasoning?
Right, so I would put the PS5 at the top because of the exclusives, right? Uh, I'm stuck between the Xbox One X and the PS4 as a third spot because of the exclusives. But the PS5 would go right up there because the exclusives, the really fast, the really good SSD. And then you have that Xbox Series X there because it's just a fantastic console all around, and you get Halo. And then I've got that Xbox One X there because it was like that was a good console for its time. When that was released, that was like something new,
Yeah.
and like it was an actual improvement from the Xbox One, unlike the Xbox One S,
The
which
Xbox
was
One S
practically.
was slightly an improvement. I have the One X right next to me, and
Hmm.
I've not been able to use it much recently because I got it when my dad got a Series X. So I got that an upgrade from my original Xbox, and it feels miles better. Like the frame rate feels more smooth. On a 4K display with obviously the 4K in it. I know it's not true 4K like the Series X, but it's still good. It
Yeah,
just feels really nice, really smooth. A big upgrade from the Xbox One S.
yeah, yeah. That's kind of my reasoning. It's like a big improvement. You don't see that often. I mean, the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, that was a giant improvement. Like
Mm.
you could run God of War on the PS4 and it would look so choppy, it would be so bad. And then you'd run it on the PS4 Pro and it's insanely nice and smooth. You get a smooth 60 on it. I think that the PS4 Pro, and it had a lot more features as well.
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, my top 3 list, it's very different to yours. You've chosen basically the latest and greatest of consoles. I know the One X was the last thing, but I'd still count that. My number 1 spot is probably going to surprise you. The original Xbox One. For me,
Okay.
like,
Oh wait, we're not going by specs, or we're going.
no,
What?
just the best console.
All right.
Like, the
Okay.
best console.
Go ahead.
For me, um, the games it released, Dead Rising 3,
Oh my
um,
god,
that was an absolute
I
class
got that
game.
with my Xbox
Yeah,
as well as
that's
COD
what I
Ghost.
did because yeah, COD Ghost. I was just getting to that. That was the time that COD Ghost was out. Loads of other games. Forza Horizon 2 I think came out with it, and then Forza
Forza
Horizon 3.
Motorsport
Forza
7.
Motorsport 6. No, it was 6 at the time.
Six, yeah, six.
It 5 came with release, 6 a little bit after, then 7's now.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so. Yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of Forzas.
I
But
like
yeah,
the Horizon games more though.
for me, it was a big step up from the Xbox 360 because I used to play that a lot.
I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
the
a
software on it was revolutionary at the time. It was a big
yeah.
upgrade, and then that software just kept upgrading and upgrading, and now it's like at a really good software point, even
Yeah,
for an Xbox One.
and personally, just moving on, keeping that the software has stayed basically the same from the Xbox One X to now, which personally people might not like. I think it's a really good thing. PlayStation have sort of changed it a little bit, which I've never really used a PlayStation UI apart from PlayStation 2, and that's like a long time ago.
You know,
Um,
something else that's really good about Microsoft, right? So they released this survey and they were like, would you like to see an adaptive trigger type function like the PS5? And they credited Sony. They went, we think that Sony has done a remarkable job on making this PS5 controller. And would you guys like to see that type of thing come to Xbox? So the fact that they're reaching out to their community and they're also recognizing that Sony actually had a good idea, that's something. That is something for a company.
yeah, the rival companies.
Exactly. To, to to
Um,
to say, to your rival company, you done this well. It's insane.
yeah, I totally agree. My number 2 spot, Nintendo Wii, the original Wii, not the Wii U.
Okay.
Bruv, this console, well,
Oh my
uh,
god, it was so good. I played the Resident Evil Chronicles
nice.
class.
This is how I got into Spider-Man, right? Well, not into. I already watched the cartoons from like the 90s. Absolutely class.
I played Web of Shadows. Please tell me you played Web of Shadows on the
That's my
Wii.
second favorite
Oh my
game,
god.
bro. 2009 Web of the Shadows.
I still have that in my cupboard somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't actually own a Wii. My nana owned a Wii, and I when I went to hers, I played it. Wii Sports, incredible. In my opinion, one of the best sports game ever. I don't care about Kinect Sports. I don't care about the Sony one.
Just
Wii
Dance.
Sports, Just Dance, get in the bin.
What? I played that every year. I got my gran to buy me that, and I was dancing like a loony for about 3 months every year.
Just Dance, get in the bin. Wii Sports is the bowling, the amount of memes that's come out of that, the amount of classed memories I have of that.
Oh my god,
the tennis, all the different.
You'd have 2 different types of Wii Sports. Like you got Wii Sports
Yeah.
Fitness, and then the other one where you could do like parachuting and stuff.
Yeah, it was Wii Sports, and it was Wii Sports. Like it was like a summer one. Like
yeah, it was so good.
It had frisbee golf. What was it? Biking. Paragliding.
Nah, I remember like the nostalgia that comes from the Wii is so good because I think when I got mine that year that I got mine, I went over to Ireland and I brought it to Ireland, and me and my whole family, because like most of my family are over in Ireland, we all played the Wii like for ages, and I just remember like it was so revolutionary, and that's when I got Netflix for the first time, and I think that would have been slightly after Netflix turned into an actual like online company thing, because they used to be a postal service.
Oh, did they? Oh, they used to like post you the movies.
Post movies, yeah. You'd have to post them back.
Oh, that's mad. It was like when you go to the rent movie store, you get one out
Yeah,
of the vending machine.
Blockbuster, right?
Blockbuster, that was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Wii, just such a good console. I love Spider-Man. It was the Spider-Man. I forgot what it was called, but you could like you started off with normal Spider-Man, like Peter Parker. Then you'd go to Spider-Man Noir. Then you go to Spider-Man.
Noir.
No. What? How do you pronounce it, bro?
Noir.
I don't have a go at me.
Yeah.
Noir. I don't care. I'm calling it Noir. The like electric guy. I forgot his name. Spider-Man 2077, 2060. I don't know.
Did you ever play the DS?
Yes, every DS.
Right. So did you remember? Did you ever play the Spider-Man, the Fractured Dimensions or whatever that was?
Absolutely.
What
amazing.
is that called?
It was Fractured. No, Fractured Dimensions was the Wii one.
No. What is the one that I was talking about? This one,
the Wii
like
one.
you could.
I mean the DS one.
The DS one, yeah. It was like Shattered Dimensions, I think.
No, that was the Wii one. That was.
I know, but it was also on the DS, right? So basically, you got it on different consoles, right? And what they done is for the DS, they made it like a 2D thing, which was really nostalgic to me because that's all I had at the time. And it was like a 2D. It's like a 2D game, and then on the Wii and stuff, it would have been like 3D. But it was so good, and it was like you have like Mysterio as your first boss. And we're only starting to see Mysterio in the Spider-Man like film franchise and stuff, and it's really insane. It's really good. I think it was a great game.
Yeah, same for a DS. For the DS at the time. I have a DS Lite. I have two DS Lites. One's black, one's like I thought it was white my entire life because I'm colorblind, and it was actually a light blue, light green. Sorry, I didn't realize. But yeah, like that was class. The going back to the Spider-Man one, it had like 5 different characters you could play with. Really good story. Like the Wii remote controls were amazing. That's one of the reasons why I love the Wii so much.
Yeah, it was the one where like you're playing as normal Spider-Man, then you go to 2079 or something like that, or 2099, and then you go to Noir. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and then then you go to was it Symbiote afterwards? I think it was Symbiote.
Something like that. And then there's like that big woman, scary
the
spider
big,
lady thing.
My favorite mission was when you was it Carnage? Was it Carnage or was it? No, Electro, where you go into Electro's like massive base and he becomes like some humongous giant and you have to beat him.
Oh yeah.
That was class.
Oh my god. I loved all them Spider-Man games. I mean, like all the old ones. They were made by Activision, but I think Insomniac really outdone them. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, a long time ago, but
I mean, they're different types of games, you know.
mm,
I really like the story-based aesthetic where it's just story, you know, like them
mm.
games. And then you have like now it's like free roaming, you know, has side missions, and there's a lot of fighting going on. It used to just stick to story, but I think they're two completely different, unique types of games. But now you kind of have to go around that free roam, because if you don't, you're not really going to profit from it. Because you know you need to make it price worthy.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. That's the reason why Wii's in my number 2 spot. Like the Wii, just great console. But moving on to number 3, I'd have. Okay, so here is where I struggle. I'm not sure whether to go with the Xbox One X
Mm.
or the Nintendo Switch.
I would go with the Xbox One X.
I think I am, because the Nintendo Switch as a console isn't actually that great spec wise at the time that it was released.
Yeah, I think it's just the portability of it and the way that the clips come off, but it's nowhere near as like remarkable as the Wii, where you could swing it about. And I remember from my Resident Evil thing that I brought up, there was like this little gun thing where you could put the Wii remote in the gun and you'd
Yeah.
click a trigger and it would actually shoot. It was so cool.
Oh, that brings me back to many memories. I was talking about it with Sam a few days ago. Basically, do you remember the old Star Wars game on the Wii? I don't know if you played it.
I didn't play it. What one?
I forgot what it's called. I think it was released in 2007. But
Was it Battlefront?
No, Battlefront's like 2015.
No, the older ones.
There was no older one.
Because there was older ones.
I remember I loved the Star Wars game on the Nintendo 64, class game. But yeah, moving back to what I was talking about, you put the Wii remote inside of like the actual lightsaber that you hold, and you can swing it around, and it's like an actual one.
Cool.
It was so good. But yeah, I'm gonna for the first one, I'm gonna go Xbox Series X, because yeah, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, the Star Wars Battlefront, the first one came out in 2004.
Really?
And Battlefront 2 would have came out on where?
No, I'm
2005.
guessing. So I'm guessing the new Battlefronts that do start off with Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah. I think that the new ones, like all the OG people, they all hated the new ones.
I hate the new ones. They're terrible.
They're all right. I mean, I've not really played much of them. I remember playing the demo in 2015 of the first one.
In the first one, I got the Ultimate Edition. I loved the demo. It was so good. Then the actual game came out and it was a piece of crap. And then it wasn't great. And then the second one came out. I was like, oh, they might have improved. It was even worse than the first one. The multiplayer, the storyline.
I seen a headline though, and it was like, you know, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is actually really fun to play in 2021.
Really?
Yeah, I seen that. I think it was after it was released on the Epic Store. There was like a whole headline made on it, and I've heard that it's just been remarkably improved. Like, really, it's really fun to play now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens with Epic Games. They turn the only reason I use the Epic Games launcher is for Fortnite when I play it every so often, and
free games.
Epic free games.
Yeah.
Free games, because like Steam's just so much better. Like Epic Games versus Steam's not even a question in my.
No, I think the Epic Games launcher is better than Steam's launcher, because Steam's launcher is just the same as it always has been.
So was Epic Games been?
I know, but I like the Epic Games. Like, it looks more modern. It's more blocky. I like that more blocky instead of all mashed together type thing. You know.
I sort of get what you mean.
Yeah, I just like the way that the Epic Games Store, it feels so modernized and stuff.
I get that and I understand that, but it's just really slow. I don't know if it's just me, but like every time I've used it on a computer, it's so much slower loading up games and loading up stuff than Steam. Like Steam, it takes no time at all.
Yeah.
And for me, I'd rather it perform better than look better, as long as it's functional. But yeah, the Xbox Series X, in my opinion, I love both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One X. Xbox One. I keep saying the Xbox One X. Xbox Series X. Like I said, my dad's got an Xbox Series X. I should hopefully, depending on the stocks, be getting a PS5 soon. So I can sort of compare those. Both great consoles. Not much difference, like there always is, but I'd say the Xbox Series X slightly outweighs it, and that's mainly just because of people going on about the PS5's SSD. it's as
Yeah.
slightly better in some ways. The Xbox. Now I'm saying
I
it, I
just
can't
think they're
remember, but
both unique, but I'm sorry, but I cannot ever leave like Nathan Drake. I love Nathan Drake. Spider Man is now PS, PlayStation, and they just have so many really good exclusives. And the monthly games, they're always really good. I think like last time it was like Tomb Raider and something, and Uncharted, right? The whole Nathan Drake collection, it was given away for free during lockdown because the PS servers went down or something like that for like a day. So they gave
yeah.
away the whole of the Uncharted thing for free to people who don't even have PS Plus. It was great.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. It's it's interesting. Like, I think that the PlayStation, the exclusive now are better, but personally, I've just always had the Xbox. Like I said, the only one I've ever used is the PlayStation 2, and I just think that for me is the better console. But PS5, it it's a really slim margin. That's the point. It's
Yeah.
you can't really sort of justify it because there's not
I
really
think
a
they're both
difference.
I think they're both just fantastic. To be
Yeah,
honest with you, I just think they're both fantastic.
yeah,
Um
yeah. I agree. I agree. But
and
yeah, yeah,
moving away from gaming just for a minute, the contactless payment limit, right? So it was increased to 45 from £30
mm,
during the start of the first lockdown because I don't know why actually. People are too lazy to put in their PIN numbers nowadays. So it was increased to £45 and now they're talking about increasing it to £100, right? I think that £30 was enough, right? And I know that you mightn't agree with this, but I think having a big limit is terrible because what if your credit card or your debit card gets stolen, right? I know you can cancel it, but what if you don't realize that it's been stolen and someone just goes away and buys £100 worth of stuff? They can do that numerous times.
yeah. I agree. But the thing is, if that's happened, first of all, if you've lost your car without you knowing, it's either your fault or it's been stolen, which you can eventually figure it out. If you spent £100, £100 gone. But if you're using PayPal, they'll refund you that. So, and they can see which stores they bought it from, so they can speak to the cashiers, figure out who it is, and get a
I know,
refund.
but
And I just think in the long run, it's a lot more convenient to not have to put your PIN number in. More convenience that outweighs the risk of actually being stolen, in my opinion.
yeah, I get that. I get that. I mean, contactless, it was just, I think it was kind of released as, oh, look, we can do this. It was just kind of,
A
it
cool
just
idea.
happened. Hmm. And
Uh,
then now it's actually really well developed. Yeah, I completely get that. There's not much to talk about on it, but it's contactless is contactless.
yeah, I
It
mean,
just depends on how it goes.
yeah, it does sort of make sense. I remember because when I was, I think 10, I got my first card. It was like I still have the card because I still use it. It's the you know what Go Henry is?
Surely it expires soon then, right?
No, I got a new one. I got a new one.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't have the same card. Well, I still do have the card, but I don't use it. Go Henry. It's great because it's like a bank account that you can still use contactless. You can still use all the. It's a proper card, but
Mhm.
the bank account it's like monitored by your parents, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
And
right.
like they can put money into it, they can top it up. You can set your own like goals, like it's how much money you want to save up.
Uh,
And it's just contactless. You can literally go in the shop, use PayPal, use stuff like that.
that's really good,
Yeah,
I think.
because I think it introduces children to the way of actually paying for stuff themselves. I know it
Yeah, I
might
was
not be
gonna
their
say.
money, but like it shows them how to budget their money.
Yeah, I think it might be good for younger people. When it
Yeah.
comes to older people, I don't think. I think like a more
No, no.
professional thing. But I mean, I use an actual bank account thing, so obviously you can transfer money, but it's just a bit more effort, and it's on that like adult level of having to do it, because it's the exact same.
Yeah.
And it's quite weird. I can't set goals at the moment. I'm trying to save like 1,000, and it's just painful
Mm,
because you're like, wow, I really want that thing, like,
yeah.
and it's so hard just not to spend. That's something I'm gonna need to sort out. But I think cards are going in the right way, definitely. And there's a lot of new cards coming out, like and what are they called? Like them little wallets that mean that your stuff can't be stolen.
Oh yeah, like the ones that like they have like a little finger lock on it or whatever it's called.
Yeah, there's that, and then they have like weird material inside them, which means they can't be
Yeah.
thinged, through them card machine readers.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's really. I think it's advancing well, and there's like new metal cards you can get. You can
Yeah.
order them online, and they all have contactless and stuff. I think it's fantastic how it's going. Money just changes throughout the years all the time.
Yeah. I think it's mad because of how much it's actually changed. Obviously, that in lockdown, people were complaining so much about, oh, we can't use cash. Like, why can't we use cash in this day and
Mm.
age? What? Why? There's no reason to really use cash. Like, you might be an old person. Like, if you can't adapt, that's your problem, mate. Like credit card, in my opinion. Like, if you're not ordering online, you're going into a shop, then you should still at least have a card. Come on,
Yeah, I think
like,
so. I mean, I have like my grandparents and stuff. They all use cards, but they don't use online banking,
oh
which
right,
is weird. But they still use the card, and you lodge the money in
yeah,
real
yeah.
life type thing. So that's how they do it. But obviously, we do it completely differently.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
It might change
Um,
when we're older. Who knows? Maybe we'll have kids and we'll be like, "How do you use that hat?" I don't think that's gonna happen. But
we'll,
I
we'll
hope not.
we'll just be there sitting with our specky glasses, be like, mate, how do we do this again? Can you teach us, son?
Back in my day, I only had to click a button.
Back in my day, I didn't have to do all this security crap. I used to just do Amazon buy one get one for now.
Yeah, and like, what is that? In some countries, there's Amazon same
Amazon
day
Go.
delivery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's how
still
it's
I can
called.
get that. Amazon
I
now.
can't.
Amazon now.
Is it good? Have you ever got it?
Yeah, yeah. I ordered. What was it? I think it was a toothbrush.
Yeah, you can get
It,
groceries and stuff on it.
yeah, you can get grocery. It literally came 6 hours later
We can't get it.
in Scotland.
Glasgow can get it. Glasgow can get it. It's
Oh,
only big
okay.
cities that can get it.
Yeah, yeah. That,
Obviously, Manchester counts.
I know because Manchester is an almighty city. I'm joking. It's pain. Um, but yeah, it's quite interesting how the world's changing. But uh,
Yeah,
adapt
it
to
just
that.
changes generation by generation. It'll always be different. I think that we'll always adapt to it though,
Yeah, but
until the world ends.
yeah, yeah. um, but yeah, talking about like cars and technology and stuff. One thing that I really want to talk about that I was watching a video yesterday was the physics of GTA and Cyberpunk. We've talked about on the podcast multiple times about how Cyberpunk,
Oh, versus or
yeah, 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 how
I think I've
Cyberpunk
seen that in a video, right?
is a terrible game when it comes to physics. And like, it was this comparison I've told you before about this guy drowning and how
Mm.
it took him 45 seconds to drown, and which I mean, I guess that's because he's wearing an oxygen mask or something. I don't know.
Wait, 45 seconds to drown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
that's like,
in
and
Cyberpunk.
that's like that's normal, right?
No, no, I mean like after he like ran out of air, he took 45 minutes for him to die. 45 minutes, 45 seconds for him to die.
After he stopped breathing.
Yeah, which I think is a bit weird.
Well, I mean that can happen in real life, but we're not talking about real life. We're talking about games physics here.
And then
I
in
mean,
GTA it was 10 seconds, I think, which I think is more realistic.
yeah, yeah.
And
I
one
mean,
of smashing a car window in Cyberpunk, if you hit it, the whole thing will literally come out and then fall into pieces.
oh right, okay.
And then obviously in GTA it's the normal bang, which I know
Yeah, I
there's a
think
big
I've seen
time
that.
difference, but like
Yeah,
still, why would it pop out and then break?
yeah. I know that's weird. I mean, I think they should have spent way more time on Cyberpunk.
Well, they've had 8 years to do it and it's a crap game. Like I just
I
don't
don't. How
understand how they've
can
done it.
you mess up that bad?
They're like, it would have been alright if they didn't hype it up as much as it was. They hyped it up to be so good, and it
Yeah,
was
wait,
a
what was
massive
that?
letdown.
Oh my god! Right, physics. Talking about physics comparisons. Um, Watch Dogs Legion. Right, you can just run through the water.
Wait,
You
can
just
you?
go into the water and you just run through it, right? Normal speed, everything. And there was this comparison to Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is a game from 2014, right?
It was. I think it
2013,
was
maybe?
way earlier than that.
Yeah. I think it was 2013.
Maybe 2013.
And
Yeah.
basically you'd run through the water and you'd be slowed like you would in real life. It was
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
a really good physics. And that's still Ubisoft. And then there was this comparison to Watch Dogs Legion where you're just running through the water. I don't know if it was a glitch, but that's so dumb. Like
Depth,
that is so dumb.
Depth Strider Diamond Boots Minecraft time.
Yeah, quite much.
Well, unless he's got like some speed boots or something, because it is Watch Dogs Legion. It's futuristic and big packer brain. But like,
Yeah, I know.
I've not
I
actually
guess
played
physics
Watch
don't
Dogs.
really
Like, I've played the first one a bit. I've never played the second one. Is it actually good?
I played the first one. The first one had some decent ones. I didn't play the second one. I have it on my Epic Games library from when it was free.
I've just
Still
realised
not
Watch
played
Dogs
it.
Legion is the third one, isn't it?
It's the new one.
Yeah, which is the third one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking that there was only two of them.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, the second one, I saw the driving mechanics were terrible. You'd turn right, your car would just move right. It wouldn't like turn, it just move.
Oh yeah.
And it was pretty mad. Which I don't really know too much about Watch Dogs Legion.
Legion.
Yeah, Legion.
I mean, they had the whole of London thingied into it though. I think like the city was good.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah.
And then there was the same with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I remember like when I went to London after playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I was like, wow. You know, I remember this. It's
Yeah.
quite cool to see a game have a city that is near you, and then you go and visit that city and you see them exact buildings.
Yeah. Speaking of London, actually, in the next like 2 years or so, I want to go back to London because I went there 7 years ago with my granddad and nana, and we went to the making of Harry Potter. If you saw that, we went there. In the next 2 years or so, I'm planning to go back there with my parents this time, and then this year actually we're going to Edinburgh to see the castles.
The castles.
Yeah.
Do you mean Edinburgh Castle?
Well, Edinburgh Castle, but there's another like smaller one on the edge.
You go in the dungeon?
Don't know, think so. Well, I've not really been told too much about it because obviously it depends what happens with COVID restrictions. But you know,
The dungeon is underneath, but there's like different parts to the dungeon. I think it's like one of the biggest dungeon attractions in the UK. And like basically there's this one place called Mary King's Close, I think. And it's it was known to like, I don't know, someone died in it, like a woman called Mary King, believe it or not.
Is that why it's called Mary?
I think so. And like a woman actually died in it. And like obviously the dungeons it's kind of funny when you grow up, you know? Because there's actors and they're terrible at
Yeah.
acting.
Right.
But it's funny and scary at the same time. But yeah, I think that the dungeons would be a good experience. I've not been since I was 5 and I got lost. Some big guy dressed as a vampire.
You get lost everywhere, man.
I know.
Like, what is wrong with you? You need to bring like a schematic of the building before you go there, so you can find your way out.
Quite.
But yeah, I remember I've only ever been to one proper castle with like dungeons and stuff that I can remember at least. Warwick Castle. I think I've talked to you about this before. The dungeons were amazing. Yeah. The courtyard. I got like, you get this drink that you can carry on. And you pay like £8 or something. You get unlimited refills the entire day. So I got you know the typical Fanta, Coke, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. It was overall a great experience. There was a bird show of like an owl show. Loads of different types of owls. They shown how they were used in like wars and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty insane. Have you planning on going any places this year or no?
This year, Mexico, but I can't see it happening. We booked a really expensive 2-week stay in a 5-star resort, and I can't see it happening. I don't know. It's supposed to be within the next few months during the summer holiday, but I really can't see it happening.
To be honest, no. Like, yeah, I'd say, we'll be vaccinated by then, but that country won't, so it'll be a little bit weird.
I mean, you have to get like injections anyway when you're going there because of mosquitoes and whatever else. And I mean, it's just, I think like Mexico is it would be such a nice place. I mean, my mum went. She went she just left me here. So basically she left to go to New York and Mexico. And she'd done like 3 days in New York and a week in Mexico.
Hmm.
And basically, there's this club. I can't go to it because you have to be 18, and it's owned by Jim Carrey, and it's like really big and
That's mad.
nice. um,
I mean, well, it's
but
gonna
yeah,
be if it's owned by Jim Carrey.
um, but yeah, it's part of the resort. It's like this big 5-star thing. It's really nice. But I don't know what's happening with that. But I've been to a few places where, talking of like the war relics and stuff. There's this place in Glasgow called, what's it called? Kelvin Grove Museum, right? And it's there's like it's just a museum. They have like cool things there, but then there's also like stuff from World War II, and there's like weird quotes, like
Really?
actually kind of sad. And then there's like pajamas from Auschwitz, them stripy pajama
Oh
things.
yeah, I remember though. I watched it was a Jewish slave, not Jewish slave, basically Jewish slave film, obviously set in World War Two. This kid, he was like bald, he was like 7 years old, being forced to work, wearing those
Hmm.
stripy clothes, and like
Yeah,
it was a really good film, but a bit
sad
extreme,
and extreme. Yeah, I mean it happens. You kind of have to
you know.
look at it and go, that happened. Let's make sure it doesn't happen again.
It was just mad because it was a rated 12 film, and I don't think that was that should have been a rated 12.
Nah, it's weird. I mean, the boy in the striped pajamas. That
That that
that
that was the one that I watched as well.
that is
Mm,
so sad. That is so
bro,
sad.
when they get sent in the gas chamber,
Oh my god! Like he breaks in to help the guy, and then
I
he gets
know.
taken to the, and it just dies. It's so sad. I mean, it's something that happened. I guess you just
Mm.
have to make sure that we don't ever get a world leader like Hitler again. Thing that's kind of scary about it is that Hitler seemed nice enough at first. He rebuilt tons of roads. He helped a lot of people. He made Volkswagen.
That was probably. I mean, I can't really say much about it, but like, I'd say that was to gain power, maybe get people's trust to
One
vote
hundred
him,
percent.
to vote
One
for him
hundred.
in the elect. Was it an election or was it just
Yeah,
he
it would
just
have been
gains
an
power?
election,
Mm.
probably. I think that's how it works. Yeah,
But yeah,
like
I don't
a
really
vote.
know how it works in Germany, but that probably be what it's done. But yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
it's quite weird. It's World War. Both of the world wars, they were really something else. Not something that you want to happen, really. I
I
mean,
mean, I mean, well, pretty much, yeah. Nah.
if it happened now, it'd be full on nuclear war, right? Like, yeah, nuclear
They
weapons.
bomb countries.
Yeah, it'd just be fully bomb. It's like, you don't like us, we're gonna kill you all. Who cares? It's like I don't know. I don't know how it'd work. Um I, the world is so messed up, and there's different terrorist organizations, and then there's other stuff on the side like gangs and stuff like that. It's just random. This
Yeah, we're not gonna go too much into that. It's very violente.
mhm.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how how things like World War Two can actually be reanimized,
Imagined.
reimagined,
Imagined.
reimagined.
Yeah, one
Um,
hundred percent.
and just how they can take an event like that and turn it into maybe not that, but 1917, a masterpiece. Like, in my opinion, 1917, best war movie.
That was unique because there was no cuts. Or it was made to
Yeah,
look like there was
no
no cuts.
cuts.
I mean,
Yeah,
there was cuts, but it was made to look
yeah.
like there was no cuts. Yeah, it was that's very unique actually.
I'm
I
not
think
saw
that's a
any
great
films
idea.
like that.
And then you have I know that was the idea, to have like a completely unique new type film. I watched like a whole like 40-minute video on explaining how the filmography worked in that. I was like so intrigued. Um but the what was that? What was I gonna say? I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think like films, they're going another way as well. But yeah, the way that they can reimagine such an event so greatly, it really just works out.
Yeah, but yeah, very true.
The S21 Ultra, right?
Hmm.
So the way that the Samsung released some news on the S21 and the S21
It's.
Ultra.
I swear it's out now. It's out.
Hmm. So the S21 Ultra 5G, right? That's not out yet. I think it's been shipped out now.
Yeah.
but that has OLED. It has an OLED display, which apparently helps boost the battery life because it's not using the actual big amounts of power to
Yeah.
see black on your screen.
Yeah.
It's quite revolutionary to have OLED inside a phone. Like we were talking about this in TVs.
Mm.
TVs, full giant screens, and now they're in these little compact phones. It's fantastic.
Yeah. The S21. I remember my uncle is actually getting his in a few days. And I saw there's gonna be no. They've removed the headphone jacks on Samsung now. They've become an Apple. It's not good. I mean, I use wireless headphones, but like headphone jacks, I love them.
Hmm.
They're very annoying that they've sort of disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, like I like wireless. I like the idea of wireless headphones, but I just don't think the quality will ever live up
No, I
to.
think it definitely will. It'll just be a while.
I don't know. I mean, like the really good headphones and stuff. They're all wired, right?
Yeah, that's
Like
now
all
though,
the
because
big
like
ones.
mice, the wireless ones are better now because even though that's a really small thing, keyboards might eventually, if they like, I can't see happening anytime soon, but maybe in like a decade or so. Like, well, I think in keyboards that they'll be projected by then, but like,
I don't think that it's good to have projected keyboards.
I
Have you
tried
seen
one
like
once and it
yeah?
literally it hurts your fingers. You need some
I
like
know you
foam
have
on the
to
bottom of
press.
it.
Yeah, and you have to press really hard, right?
No, you don't. You don't. You don't. Well, for one that I tried, but like I think you should just have some like foam what you're pressing on. Like you just put some foam out.
I
It'd be
think
quite nice.
I think keyboards are great. You know,
The only
just the
thing
way
is
that they
though,
are.
what if the projector dies on you? I know you have to. You might have to
You
plug it
get a new
in, but
projector, and it like
you're just in the middle of a game. Oh, sorry, I need to go and charge my keyboard. It's died.
you know them things you see in Star Trek, them big hologram boards. And you're like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, that could happen. You know, you never know.
I mean,
I mean, holograms are coming around, aren't they? With
yeah,
like little hologram ornaments and stuff, night lights and stuff like that.
yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
I remember it was a Link one that I saw on Amazon. It's this little projector that you plug in. You can change the RGB colors, and it turns it into a Link statue. Looks sick.
Mm. That sounds really cool. Yeah, I have a lot of things to buy. Do you have anything to buy?
A lot of things. Because at the minute, I'm in a process of like fully building my setup. Like I already have a lot of things I'm grateful for, but this was the time that like I had my money to put into it. My parents had money from obviously Christmases, building up money over time. And
Yeah.
today I actually received, well, a few days ago, received disc plates, the little like posters you basically get, metal posters that like planetary every time you buy one. Really good in my opinion, good quality, don't damage your walls. They're great. I'm getting a whiteboard during today, I think, and putting that on my wall. What?
Wait, a whiteboard.
Yeah, basically to write down all my ideas so I don't forget about them. Because if I write them on a notepad, then I'm just gonna forget about them, not do it. But if it's right in front of me,
Oh.
I know that I need to do it, and I'll get it done. Basically.
Yeah, basically, I have this tiny whiteboard here, right? It's like tiny, right? I
Mm.
just have it as like a memory thing because it says 2018 too, so like I've got the day that I got it, and then I'm just gonna put the day that I stopped using it type thing, and
Mm.
it has signatures from all my friends, and it's just
Let me
something there,
guess,
you
one
know?
signature.
No, there's many, too many actually, way
Oh.
too many. Anyway, thank you for watching.
So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed a little bit of a different style of podcast today. Let us know in the comments section if you have enjoyed more than the other podcasts. Let us know what we can work on. Thank you for listening on Spotify as well. We really appreciate it.
And I'm making a Discord server as of now, so that might be coming out soon.
So
Every
yeah,
announcement will be on Twitter.
make sure you got your notifications on, following the social medias, and we'll see you on the next one.
Stay cozy.